sometimes you just have to be ruthless and honest with yourself that you're not going to read all of these books that you have. So you need to purge your shelves. And that's what I did. Hey guys, I'm Jessie, and today I have a very large UnHaul for you. When I moved from my old office into this new custom built office that we did, I knew I wasn't going to have quite as much space. So it is a smaller room, but it's wall-to-wall shelves, so I do have a lot of shelf space. But I did not want to bring everything in here with me. I wanted to kind of start over fresh, so I was ruthless. I went through every single book on my shelf and decided keep or unhaul. And I ended up with this giant box of UnHaul books. So I figured before I send them off to new homes at some point, I would show you what I'm unhauling. This doesn't necessarily mean that I hate these books. A lot of them I haven't read, and I just need to be honest with myself and say, Jessie, you're never going to read these. So they'd be better off at another home. Some of them I read and liked. I think one or two I actually have multiple copies, and that's the only reason I'm getting rid of them. But we're going to get into it, so this isn't a 17-year-long video. First and foremost, we have City of Lies. I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't really care to read the rest of the series. Like, when I look at it, I was just like, meh. And I didn't really want to keep stuff around that was meh when I don't have as much space. So it's going to go. A couple of these books, I feel kind of bad because they were sent to me in like a PR box, but they are like YA contemporaries and romance, and it's like just not my genre. I kept like the fantasy and sci-fi ones from that box. But, you know, I feel like these would be better at other homes, and honestly, I think I'm going to end up giving them to like my niece. So the first one is I'll Give You the Sun. I've heard good things. It's just not my genre, and I know I'm never going to reach for it, so I figure why keep it around when I can spread the love. Then we have The Kingdom of Savannah, and again, while this sounded really cool, it's like a historical fiction, I think, and this came to me unsolicited, I think, from the publisher. Again, it's just not my genre, and I don't see myself ever really reaching for it. One that I did read was Last Girl on Earth. This is a short standalone sci-fi, and it was like a 2-star read. Like, it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't very good, and We've got Some Girls Do. Again, it's like a contemporary YA romance. Probably never going to pick it up. Girl on the Train. Again, this is one everybody loves. And this is one that I'm tempted to keep and read. But like, the movie's the thing, and it's not my genre. So, Then we have The Angel Maker, which I believe is a thriller. Again, this came to me from the publisher, and I had multiple copies. So I gave some away already in like a little free library, so I'm just going to give this one away too. We have Vanishing Birds by Simon Jimenez, and the only reason this one's going is because I have 2 copies. I had ordered a copy for myself at one point, and Leslie from the Nerdy Narrative also gifted me a copy, so I'm keeping the copy that she gifted me, and one of them's gonna go, and that is literally the only reason, because I'm really excited to read this. The other one is Unmask My Life Solving America's Cold Cases. Again, this might actually surprisingly be my genre. I used to read a lot of true crime books, and again, I'm tempted to keep this, but I just don't see myself reaching for it. So I think I'm gonna pass this one along. All right, we have Year One by Nora Roberts. Again, it's one that I look at and I'm like, will I ever reach for it? I don't know. Probably not. All right, we got House of Night. Yeah, Book of Night, sorry, by Holly Black. I DNF'd this. Let's be real. And I'm sad because it's so pretty. I had 2 copies of it. I already gave one away. And because it came in like every book box, but got When We Make It, another contemporary that I'll just never reach for. Last Night at the Telegraph Club. Again, I think this is like a YA contemporary. You have Locust Lane, another unsolicited like thriller that probably never gonna read. All right, this one kind of makes me sad, and that's Malice by Jung Win. Oh man, it took everything in my soul to read this book, and I DNF'd it, and then I came back to it and I did finish it, and I didn't like it, which is sad because I read Shadow of the Gods and Hunger of the Gods, like all-time favorite, right? Like Shadow of the Gods is an all-time favorite. Hunger of the Gods, like dying for that third book in the Bloodsworn saga. I could not get into Malice though. And it drug and it drug and it drug. And I'm like, I hear it gets better. I hear it gets better. I just couldn't. And I kept it because I was like, well, maybe I'll read the second book and like, I'll like it. But you know what? I'm never going to read the second book. Let's be honest. Then we've got The Last Namsara. I think I had this on my shelf like forever. And I just don't see myself reaching for it. I think a lot of these are ones I bought a couple years ago. When I first started BookTube and like Book Outlet was huge and you just ordered a shit ton of books, and I don't do that anymore because I know my reading tastes better now. I would just order anything that looked kind of cool and kind of fantasy, and like I've learned my reading taste now, and I find myself knowing what I'm going to reach for and what I'm not, and this is just something I'm not going to reach for. Y'all, there are so many. This box gives me anxiety. Y'all are gonna kill me on some of these. Okay, we got The Black God's Drums. I actually really did like this. I just want to pass this on to somebody that I know that I think would also like it, so that's the only reason it's going. Turtles All the Way Down. I think John Green seems like a really nice person. I just don't like his books. Burning Glass. I think this is like one of those YA fantasies that I'm never gonna reach for because it's like, I don't know. I think it's just like a generic YA fantasy, and I'm like, The Light Between Worlds. Again, it's on that same like YA fantasy. Picked it up when I just did like big, massive book hauls back in the day, but I know myself better. I'll never reach for it. White Stag. I don't even know what this is about. I just know it's like YA fantasy. But then I saw Wattpad Sensation. I have read a Wattpad published book in the past, and it was terrible. I just don't think it's for me. This one also kind of sucks, and that's Do You Dream of Terra 2. I liked it. I just didn't love it. So I'll probably never reread it. And I know some people that I think would like it better, so I'm going to pass it on to somebody I know. But it's not a terrible book. It just wasn't my fave. All right, this one might make a lot of people mad, but oh God. Yeah, that's a lot of Wheel of Time books. And they're all going away. I read the first two, and they were okay. It took me so long to read them. I just don't think it's for me. And I kept these on my shelves. Because for one, I was like, everybody loves them. It's like classic fantasy. I have to read it, right? I have to be in the conversation. No, I don't. I need to read what makes me happy and what I enjoy. And this ain't it. It's not. This is so heavy on my lap. But this is not it for me. The Wheel of Time. And I am so sorry to everybody who loves it because you love it, and that's great. It's just I don't. And I have these really cool copies that I got from like a library book sale, and they're all like the old school hardbacks that I think are so cool. I'll never read these. So I'm gonna get rid of them. But like, I mean, I have all of these. Whew. Arm workout, man. It's like arm day trying to pick up all those Wheel of Time books. We also have the Furies of Calderon. I think that's how you say it. I keep wanting to call it the Furries, and it's not the Furries, it's the Furies. Again, library book sale book, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get around to it. Probably not. And I think this is an uncompleted series, isn't it? So we've got this Anne Bishop book. I picked it up because it did sound cool, but it's like the 15th book in a series, and dear God, I'm probably just never going to get to it. Library book. Not library book. Library sale book. Promise I'm not over here stealing library books. We've also got Magonia and whatever its sequel's name is, Airy. Again, these could be great. Let me know if they are. I just don't see myself reaching for them, and I was, like I said, ruthless when it came to clearing out these shelves. Nixia? I don't know what this is. The Lantern's Ember? Again, no idea. What is this? Why do I have it? No idea. Lagoon by Nadia Okorafor. I DNF'd this, and I like Nadia Okorafor, so that kind of sucked, but I didn't like this one. So this is another one that was sent to me, but like a long time ago, and it's Rise of Knight and Sword. It looks cool, but then like I was like, oh, I'm gonna like this, I'm gonna love it. It talks about airships and dinosaurs roaming freely, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm not a big dinosaur person. The idea of dinosaurs in my fantasy doesn't appeal to me. It actually like doesn't sound good at all. So I think that's going to go to somebody else that I think might like it better. Then we have another self-published book, and that is these ones. It's The High Auction, and these are actually pretty good. I read them. I'm just passing them along to one of my nieces who I think will also like them. It's like an Indian-inspired fantasy, like kind of YA older side, and I did enjoy them. But I'm passing them along because I'll probably never reread them. All right, and that is my ruthless unhaul. I know, I didn't know a lot about a lot of these books. A lot of them were unread, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta know yourself and get rid of stuff. And it's okay to be like, I made a mistake, I bought it, and I'll probably never read it. So get rid of it. You don't have to hang on to it. All right, thank you guys for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie. And I will talk to you next time. Bye.